this your parents when you were?
Yeah, yeah. That's me. That's my brother.
Is this you?
That's me. Yeah.
That took me to the. Wow. This is amazing.
Thank you.
It's really. Wow, this is. Uniquely creative. Describe, depict, explain, express, narrate, portray, commit, report, tell, trace, delineate. Describe, relate, depict, explain, express, narrate, portray, report.
I think you're the first person who read that. I've shown it to so many people. Never had anyone say that out loud.
Well, I like poetry. I
Yeah.
like poetry, so I like words.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, as I looked and I said, you could frame this as a poem, actually. You know that? You could say this is a poem, and then just put it together like that. Awesome.
Thank you.
You know, I think you are very much Hanoi. Hanoi is very much like all this.
Huh.
When you get to know Hanoi.
Yeah. Huh.
You get out away from there are coffee. Hanoi has one of the most exciting coffee bar cultures in the world. There are so many coffee bars that are so creative with stuff like this.
Huh. Awesome. Yeah, that was the first big mural I did.
Which one? This one here?
Yeah. Did that in my
Is
high
that
school.
you in front there?
Yeah.
Let me see. Interesting. Most interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean there was murals at the old location for the school,
Yeah.
and they moved to a new location, and there was no murals. So I was like, there's no mural at this location. I want to do something. And so yeah, I was the first person to paint a mural in the new location. And well, cause I went to the school since I was a little. Well, I went to school for 7 years, middle school and high school.
For 7 years. And then you went to you went to art school then, huh?
Well, I went to the Denver School of the Arts, which was my middle school, high school, and then I went to School of Visual Arts in Manhattan after.
The School of Israelites, all Jewish kids.
No, School of Israelites. School of Visual Arts.
Visual Arts, I see.
Israelites.
I thought it was
So hilarious.
Denver, the Mile High City. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This was the piece that was about Denver, yeah, because
Yeah.
Denver Mile High, because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Weed. Skateboarding. Oh, gee, yeah.
So this is the end of issue 1. This is how I ended issue 1.
Yeah.
Now, originally I wanted to have issue 2 separate,
Yeah.
but this took me 6 years to make. Took me way longer than I thought it would take. So then I started working on issue 2, but this also, I thought I'd be able to create way quicker. But I had designed about 50 pages from issue 2, but I still hadn't finished them 100%. So I was like, you know what? Let me just finish 8 pages of from issue 2, then reprint my magazine with 8 pages from issue 2. So this is where issue 2 starts. It's not the cover of issue 2, but this is where I just decided to show people. No. There's pages.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this panoply of eyes here, and the ears on the side, nose. Pulse. That's your nickname, right?
Yep. So these are actually 2 other nicknames that I have. Pulse, Radiance, Fire. I have other ones too. But those are the identification of words with energy of existence. So I want to mention something about this.
Yeah. What about this?
I slept in the street in Los Angeles because I didn't know where to sleep.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, I was in an alleyway, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I slept here, but I'm so tired, Lord. I gotta go get some breakfast. So I go to this place to go get some food. It's called V Cafe. I walk in, I see this girl, she got this interesting coat on. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I said to her, can I take a picture of your coat? And she's like, okay. But I said, nah, I'm not gonna just take a picture of her coat. So I took a picture of her and her friend. I talked to her, I said, hey, I have an Instagram. So I said, can I share my Instagram with you? So I shared my Instagram with her, right? So she said, she's like, okay. So she writes her Instagram name on a piece of paper, right? I put it in the back of my pocket, right? 2 weeks later, I'm like, what's in my pocket?
And it was her name.
No. Yeah, it was her name. But I'm like, what's in my pocket? So I take it out and I'm like, oh yeah, that girl I met, right? This is Mick Jagger's daughter.
Get out of here.
That's Mick Jagger's daughter.
Really?
Georgia May Jagger.
Holy shit.
So I look at her Instagram, right? And she's on the cover of Vogue, cover of Bazaar, cover of all the magazines. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, Georgia May Jagger. I had no idea. I didn't know that's who she was.
That's amazing.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
When I was in Florence, Italy, I spoke to Anthony Hopkins every day for a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
how cool.
he would come into this restaurant I was working at. I was like a PR guy at this restaurant. And he fascinating guy.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Oh wow. Anthony Hopkins would go.
Yeah. Well, among the 5 greatest actors of time, I think. Phenomenal actor. That's maybe that's a genius creation, my friend. This magazine.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That might live forever, you know? Like be discovered and rediscovered over time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So when I first finished it, after working on it for 6 years, I sent it to this printer to get it printed. I got 1 copy. I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, because I've been working on it for so long on my computer. I'd never seen it printed. I was living with Shiho Suzuki, the girl I was with, Japanese girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well now I need to sell it. So I didn't sell nearly any amount of copies as I wanted to, but at least I did sell some copies. I started promoting it. I started getting it out there. So it was October 2017 that I finally finished this, right? Initially, I wanted to get it in Barnes and Noble, so I went to Barnes and Noble to try to tell them like I have a magazine. I want it to be sold here. They told me, all right, you have to send it to Nashville, Tennessee, because Nashville, Tennessee is the distributor. So I was like, okay.
Reminds me of Bob Dylan, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, the Nashville Skyline.
Oh yeah, what about?
Nashville Skyline was one of the albums of Bob Dylan.
Really?
Yeah.
Nashville Skyline?
You remind me of Bob Dylan, sort of. You know,
Yeah.
man, what a great one he was.
Yeah.
He was unique.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
But you haven't really thought about him in a
Oh
while.
man, fantastic.
Skyline?
You know, I was at university in the '60s. That was a great time to be young. The '60s were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Dylan and Simon and Garfunkel and out of this world. Great time.
Yeah, you were mentioning that you thought of Simon and Garfunkel when you first saw me, right?
Yeah.
What song? Do you remember what song it was?
I don't remember, but
You just simply thought
I
about
had
it.
a flash of Simon and Garfunkel when I have flashes about things, you know.
Yeah. No, I've definitely listened to their music a good amount. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, you know, hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? I do be feeling groovy.
Yeah.
Da, feeling groovy.
Yeah.
I got no identity. Da-da-da-da-dee. Dazzled and razzled and ready to sleep. But of course, Bob Dylan, man, rolling like a rolling stone. Yeah, he was unique artist.
Yeah.
You're like Bob Dylan. You're kind of a unique creator. You hear your own, you follow your own voice.
Yeah.
Very much so. I'm that way too, but in a different way. Yeah. To be successful as an artist, you just have to create a lot, right? You have to create, like when you think of the famous artists like Van Gogh or Picasso.
Yeah.
For every famous painting, they'd paint 1,000 paintings before it, you know. So that's why I do so many videos. I'm trying to get the voice down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the voice down.
Yeah. You were saying you used to do like 45-minute videos and.
Yeah, I've done long documentaries.
Where do you?
They're all on YouTube. You know?
They're on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
I
have 800 videos on YouTube.
Oh, I want to check out your YouTube.
Of dancing, performances, of documentaries.
Wonderful.
Documentaries I researched a lot and wrote the scripts, and then and stuff. Yeah. So, listen, you know what? A lot of times I go to lunch for that little place right in front of the apartment. You want to go there for lunch?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Okay.
A little bit later.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
And then I'll come and take a nap and start working. Listen, how long, what's your plans? How long do you want to stay? You can stay?
Do I want to stay in Hanoi or do I want to stay at your place?
Here also. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
It's up to you, really.
I don't know. You want to do 3 days?
Sure.
3 days?
Yeah.
And then what will you do?
Then I'll probably end up going. I don't know. I just got here.
You don't know.
Literally
I mean,
don't know.
are you planning to stay in Hanoi and then go someplace else? Or
I
what?
plan to visit Hanoi and then go to Hong Kong. Other than that, I don't know what. The other day, before I met you, I was going to buy spray paint. I wanted to buy spray paint, that way I have it. That way, if I get an opportunity, I'll paint. Those always lead to other things. And so, yesterday when I was walking around, I seen a mural of a cat. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So now I know there are definitely walls that I can paint on. Now I know how people act. I go get some spray paint. Yesterday, I'm walking, and this guy stops his motorbike. he's like, oh, what's your deal? You know, blah, blah, blah. Can I give you a ride or something? I'm like, no, I have my skateboard. I'm fine. He tells me, he says there's a graffiti club on Facebook. I didn't know that. And I'm like, whoa, a graffiti club? How cool is that? So I'm like, so I joined the club. Now I know I can look into the graffiti club. Maybe there's wall spaces that I can go to and graffiti or paint a mural or whatever. So I'm just gonna, so the other day, before I had my place that I was staying at that, you know, I showed you, I found a great place to buy spray paint. Yeah, I saw 2 colors that I definitely want to get because they were really unique. They weren't just regular spray paint. They were like cans I've never seen. They were like interesting. And I was like, I want to buy those, but I also probably buy some other ones. And I'll just have like 15 cans of spray paint or something, and then I'll be good.
Listen, I have to introduce you to a friend of mine.
Other than that, I don't know.
He's a young guy. He's like
I really don't know. Okay, yeah.
a young guy. His family owns a coffee bar over here.
His what?
His family owns a coffee bar over here.
Oh, yeah.
They just opened up, and he is this guy that I'm talking about. His nickname is Sin Victor.
I'm just gonna go over here for 1 second just to see, because I was recording a video. I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, it's still going. Okay.
This guy I'm talking about, he's an extremely bright and creative and unusual person.
Yeah.
And let me introduce you to him. Maybe I don't
Sounds
know,
great.
Maybe you could do a mural for their bar.
Oh,
They just opened up.
Oh, beautiful. That will be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be fantastic. Yeah.
I know some interesting people like in Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh, I haven't been there, so I'm sure it's nice there too, right?
I know a guy who is an absolutely incredible genius in this guy in intellectual ways and in writing ways, and he is just an amazing person, just incredible, you know.
How long does it take to get to Ho Chi Minh?
I've never been, so I don't know.
Oh, you never been?
No, never been. I've never been outside of Hanoi except for a small village I went to.
You just like it here so much. You just stay here.
I'm not a tourist kind of a person. I don't like jumping to places if I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I couldn't do that.
I
know
see.
How people sometimes they go all over the place
Yeah.
and see a lot of stuff. I'm not made that way.
Huh.
If I research a lot about
this,
if I
then you'll
read a
go
lot about
somewhere.
it, I can go see it.
Okay.
I do want to go mountain trekking in the north. That I want to do, and I know that there are villages here in Hanoi that are out of this fucking world that are so fascinating.
But have you been to the water area? I've seen pictures. There's like beautiful, beautiful water areas.
Well, Hanoi has like 15 lakes. You know, it's a lake city.
Okay. Have you been to some? Have you been on like?
I've been around.
Have you been on boats like on the water?
No, not on boats. Not on boats.
I've seen some pictures of beautiful.
Well, Hanoi is. You know, one of the themes I'm developing the theme of Hanoi is the Paris of the 1930s. You know, Paris in the 1930s was mythical for being a creative hub, creativity in art, in music, and philosophy.
Interesting.
It was all the greats, philosophers and writers and artists.
Wow.
And so I'm developing the theme that Hanoi is the Paris of the 1930s. Because Hanoi is very, very young, and so is Vietnam. It's the second youngest country in Asia after the Philippines. So young means young, creative, dynamic, full of energy. And it's very chaotic. You know, it's a canvas for creativity. So
Interesting.
Hanoi is like a canvas.
So you did a lot of research before you came here, huh?
Yeah. I like to read and research, and of course I'm fascinated by Chinese history and culture.
Oh yeah, you said you know Chinese, right?
I studied it a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
And but I love Chinese history and culture, and of course, you know, northern Vietnam was part of China for 1,000 years, so they're very Chinese too.
Wow. So I was taking a video this whole time. It's 20 minutes. Do you have anything you want to say at the end of the video? Because it's I figured I want to end it soon.
What do I have to say?
You said so much, but maybe a little something just to end the video.
Well, you know, you have to position yourself in a frame dimensional frame because the world is quantum mechanics, not Newtonian physics.
That's it?
That's it. Then there's a lot to be interpreted there.
Oscar.